Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so Libra, our card tonight is the Star. Okay, this is a beautiful card. I love the colors of it. It is, let me just show you real quick. Gorgeous, gorgeous blues and purples and pinks. And we know that the Star card is about, our future, about our dreams, about our goals, the things that keep us going, keep us getting up in the morning, right? So we're going to go ahead and see. Oh, yes. Okay. We're going to go ahead and see how do these tea leaves kind of relate to that energy. Now, immediately, I just want to look. Usually we go right to the bowl. But first, I want to look at the little plate here. Because look at the swan right in the middle here. A swan. And that is such a beautiful image to begin with. Okay, now we know the swan is, a really graceful, gorgeous, kind of, like almost untouchable, right? Like a mythical beauty, okay? It is also one that can be quite aggressive, quite hard. Almost kind of alienated, isolated in its perfection and its beauty. It is something that, I almost kind of sometimes think of it as being when you become so good at something, or you have such a kind of nuanced or niche interest or skill, ability, maybe even persona, identity, kind of maybe eccentric or separate or whatever it is, right? And that can be kind of its own prison. You think of kind of this like stereotypical story of maybe somebody who does some kind of sport, right? Probably something more singular. Maybe like singles tennis or, I don't know, gymnastics, right? Something that obviously you're working with other people, but it's the individual. And becoming so skilled that you're kind of in your own realm. You can't relate to a lot of people around you because you're existing in this place of devotion to your craft. In this place where maybe you don't have a lot of peers. It is kind of the price that is paid to be something genius, outstanding, otherworldly. I mean, just magnificent, right? And so in some way, I feel like this is at the core of your experience. Whatever it is about your life, whatever it is that you are devoted to, that you are really kind of, unified with. Whatever this thing is, I feel like it's something of beauty, right? Something you've worked meticulously, just really put all of yourself into it. But it's also been kind of the bane of your interpersonal relationships. I feel like you are somebody who at not just times, I think probably almost always, you feel very alone. Now, being alone isn't always a negative thing. Hopefully, you are a solitary person. And I'm laughing because you might know my husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot, my husband Paul, and I myself as well. We're both very solitary people by nature, right? He or I could probably, now we love each other, of course, and I don't want to spend a day without him for the rest of my life. But we're two people that, you know, you could leave us to ourselves and we would be fine, right? Like, we would just live our lives doing, and we both have, you know, before we met each other, years, just doing our own things. And hopefully you might have a disposition like this, but not everybody does, right? Well, some people, they need people around. We are social, tribal beings, after all. And so I feel like, you know, at times maybe this is like the greatest dynamic you can live in, configuration you can live in. At other times, yeah, it can feel so lonely. And I think that you have struggled to relate to others, or at least like not just relate, but like go deeper, right? I mean, you could be married, have kids, grandkids, all of it, and yet you still feel like you live on your own planet, right? You're in each other's orbits, but you're like living, everybody kind of congregates over here. You live way over here. Not because they've like exiled you, nor have you exiled yourself, but you just have had this life that has created this kind of distance. And I think also it's just kind of part of your natural disposition, right? So let's get to the main bowl. I know I went on about this swan, but sometimes, listen, these symbols, these formations, they tell so much. They have so many things to tell us. So also I want to mention, if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you want to hit the like button or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Absolutely. Okay, let's see here. Now we have a person sitting here. Where's my stick? We have their head is here. Their body is here. Okay. They're holding a bird. The bird is looking at them right in the eye. Both of them looking at each other. The bird is the messenger. Okay. So we have the universe kind of really talking to you a lot lately. We also have, it looks like, I'm going to say this is like a whale, maybe a large fish. A large fish. One right here as well. Now, I feel like these two fish are indicators of, yeah, prosperity, longevity. Also, what is this? Share your contact. Oh, sorry, my something started buzzing here. And so anyways, yes. Yeah, longevity. Money though. This is it. The fish are all about the money for me. When we see, especially like and this, now I'm looking at it because it kind of does look like a koi, kind of wrapped around the big tail at the end. Those kind of like fancy butterfly, I forget what they're called. My, acquired father, he has a koi pond, and, some of them are like, I mean, they're different. They're mixed with different things. But I think some of them have more of like the goldfish to them. And they have these long, flowy tails. And now, if I'm wrong, you let me know, okay? You get on here and tell me, what is the difference in koi? Because I could be totally off base. But so it's money, it's longevity, it's stability. That's the big thing, stability, okay? And I think that this is something that you have been really praying for. This continued movement towards really having a life where you don't have to worry as much from day to day, right? And I think that's the big thing. Not having to struggle, especially financially. But I also know, because even just seeing this swan, I know that you are somebody who is very talented and capable, and you have a lot of confidence in yourself as far as not being scared that you don't have any opportunity to make money, because you will make those opportunities for yourself. But you're also a human being. And we always, as human beings, it's in our nature, we worry about unknown factors, right? We worry about the what ifs. We worry about the possibilities or the lack thereof. And I feel like in this situation here, there is kind of this, it feels like a beloved one. We have the arrow right here. You can see the bow and arrow. We have maybe a Sagittarius person. Maybe they have transitioned. I almost wonder if this is like a spouse or like a significant other, a partner, a best friend. But I feel like they have transitioned. And in these moments where you are feeling kind of this swelling of maybe being alone, feeling alone, maybe feeling like, yeah, you know that you can provide for yourself, and you will. You've worked diligently towards that stability. But yet it doesn't feel like you have a lot of support, at least directly, right? I feel like this person was your cheerleader. This person was the person that you call up when you're having a hard day, and they're gonna like give you that pep talk. They're gonna gas you up. They're gonna get you back into that frame of mind where it's like, okay, I got this. We got this. It's all good. We got it, right? But they're still here with you. And I feel like they're always cheering you on, always rooting for you, always helping guide you towards really believing in yourself, but also in the surrender, right? The surrender to allowing things to just happen as they do. That's a big one. I think about that every day myself. Multiple times a day. How do I trust in the process? How do I surrender my need for control, or at least perceived control, in my life, and just allow things to happen as they are, as they're going to? Now, that's not to say you become completely uninvolved, right? We still have to do the work. But it's about our perception and our emotional attachment to things. Right? It's like I go to the bagel store, right? I need that. What sounds good right now? I want an onion bagel, right? I need it. I have it every morning. When I have it, I know today's going to be a good day. I'm starting my day how I like to. And then you show up on a random, what's today, Friday? Let's say a random Wednesday, because that seems more upsetting than not having your bagel on a Friday, because at least it's Friday, right? But on a Wednesday, you go in on a Wednesday, it's not there. They sold them out. And my day is ruined. Now this is an example. I'm too cheap to actually go buy bagels in the morning. I buy like the bags of them if I buy them at all. But yeah, that seems very fancy to me, eating bagels every day. But it's that control. It's that like need for consistency. That like idea, like if this thing works in this way, then everything else is going to be smooth. What? I don't know. It's like a thing our brain does, right? To like dwell in the familiar, to dwell in that which we can control. We can't control anything, really. But I see you choosing to believe in yourself, choosing to believe in the life that you're leading, choosing to listen to this friend, to this beloved person coming through for you, knowing that things are going to work out. It's going to be more than okay. It's going to be better than we thought it could be. And I feel like you are going through this period of time, and also we have the dolphin over here. So we have this very psychic kind of, it's a psychic, activation. Right? Like you're charged up. But I feel like you're living in, it is almost kind of, right? Cognitive dissonance, a little bit. I don't control anything. I have to just figure out how to go with things. Realize that I am not the, one calling all the shots. I live in this world. I, hopefully can make something of it. Enjoy myself a little bit. Have a nice life where I can. Live in ease as much as possible. But I'm not in control. And then at the same time, right, we're living in this, I know how to do things. I'm skilled. I'm talented. I'm a creator. I'm the architect of my world. Right? Finding a middle ground there. Finding a way to exist in both places at the same time. It's confusing, I know. But so that it's the path of the magician, right? It's the path of the high priestess. It's the path of a spiritual being, which you are. And so the biggest thing here is I feel your dedication. I feel your dedication to your own spiritual wellness, your well-being, your belovedness within your life. continuing to have these connections even after this person, these people, these beloved ones transition from their corporeal form, their body, into the next thing. But you still maintain that love, that stream of communication. And even in those moments of feeling alone, for better or worse, right? Sometimes it feels okay. Sometimes it feels really good. Sometimes it is. It's a torment. But you still have people. Now, I want to look at this one last section over here. We have, it looks like, hopefully you didn't hear my neck just cracked. It just crack. It looks like, what is this word? I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, so we have a Y, we have an A, and it looks like, I don't know. I was looking at it as CAYK. But it also just looks like, yeah. Like, yeah. Maybe if we turn it over, let's see. I'm almost reading this as, okay, I love you. And I know it's really jumbled, but we have the V, we have the Y, the O, the U, there's a K here. And then over here it looks like O, A, Y, so okay with the K upside down. So yes, it feels like, I almost feel like this is like a masculine person, and it is. It's like, oh my gosh, it almost feels like a young adult or like a teenage boy, and it's like, okay, I love you, you know. But it seems like it is like almost echoing through my mind. Like you hear this over and over and over again. Okay, I love you. And I don't know why. I don't know what that is. Like maybe there has been some kind of falling out, or you haven't seen them for a while. Maybe like they went off to school or moved away, went to, I don't know, for some reason I thought maybe like go like to the military. But I feel like it's almost kind of, there's a sweetness even in their annoyance, right? Like, they don't want to take the time to sit and say, you know, have a full conversation. How are you doing? What's going on? You know, all these things. And the expressions of love and affection. And it's kind of like they're at that age where it's like, okay, mom, okay, dad. Yes, I love you. Okay, I love you. You know, that kind of thing. Call them. Go and call them. I want to look and see what this next period of time is going to be like, because I feel like you're just there, almost in circles, right? I feel like you're building up your like emotional, spiritual confidence, and you're feeling good. Everything's going pretty cool. And then it's like you get in these moments where you're really in your head. And you start to unravel some of that confidence, Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to pick 3. I want to see, what is the next period of time going to be like? Ooh, okay. Originality, extremism, and egotism. Okay, so we're also going to do a couple more. We're going to do 3 more, actually, just to see. I don't know why I say I'm going to do 3, because I always end up doing 6. All right, so this is like a really... All right. So, now in the United States, if you're out of the United States, hopefully you're not being impacted by the election season as much as we are, although I'm sure you have to hear a little bit about it because it is a circus. This energy here with originality, we're going to put that a little bit to the side, but we have extremism, egotism, power, ostentation, which is kind of like really showy, right? Like all the pomp and circumstance and the, you know, kind of, I don't know, just really like, look at me, look at what I have, look at my money, you know, that kind of vibe. So we have this kind of real, I feel like somebody who is just living in their delusion, right? Very aligned with whatever their beliefs are. I don't know what side. Maybe not one of the main 2. It could be any, you know, and it could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be the American political system. But I feel like this is somebody who has gotten really involved in their beliefs. Okay, very like dogmatic. This could even be religion, philosophy, you know, sciences, business, whatever, right? But I feel like there's this grandiosity, and it is at odds. It's at odds with you. It's just not your vibe. And I feel like this could be maybe, I don't know, part family, maybe a place of origin. But it really led you to needing to kind of be your own person. Because it does. It feels like if you don't get in line, if you don't kind of agree with the consensus of the family, right? You are just, yeah, you're just not in the fold, right? And so I feel like, yeah, and we have inheritance. So this is kind of a family thing. But I feel like it's, you know, there's no real, there's not a lot of hope for being included. And I hate to say it that way, but I feel like it's like you're just so different. You're different from where you came from. And you might still be close with some of the family, or maybe not at all. Either way, I feel like you have taken this kind of misalignment and made it power for you, made it a powerful thing for you. And maybe why with that swan energy, you had to find things that were just for you, that you focused on, that you could get really good at, and it didn't have to, you weren't relying on other people to do that for you. And I think a lot of it's because you just don't necessarily feel like you belong with your family, or at least their views, their beliefs, which feels like they are not quiet about, right? And so, you know, during times like now, in these political seasons or election seasons, this stuff can get really, I mean, just so central to everybody. I mean, everybody's focus. And the divisiveness and the fighting and the arguing and the, inability to kind of, just kind of let people be whatever, believe what they want, whatever. There's just a lot of infighting. I don't know. I, for one, am pretty old school. I don't talk about politics with people. Unless unless it's like, unless it's like trolling or something, we're just kind of messing around in our conversation. But it's something that, no, I don't mind other people talking about it, whatever. I'm not one to stop people from their discourse, but, yeah, I don't know. I like to keep it simple in my life. We don't talk about money, politics, that kind of thing, unless it's between two partners, right? So, I could see where this could be really tiring, really kind of a difficult situation. And, we're all kind of hoping for it to die down a little bit, right? Just get us through these next months. Please, now let's do our lucky numbers. We're going to do 3. I'm going to roll this obnoxiously large die. It has 100 sides, and we're just going to see. We have number 89, 38, 92. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, we're also going to do our inner child oracle. This is just going to punctuate the reading. It'll be the last thing besides my little outro. And we'll stop where it feels right. And it says, 43. You do not have to go it alone. Reach out for support in this time. There we go. Perfect. It ties it all together. I love this image too. Look at that. We got the boat, the little castle. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love when they kind of really directly speak on what we've been talking about here. So anyways, I love you. I want you to take care of yourself. I thank you for spending this time with me. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you, especially if you're new to the channel. Shout it out. Also, it is free to subscribe. I know people have been like, why do you say it's free to subscribe? Not everybody is knowledgeable about the internet stuff, right? Some people don't know. It does not cost anything to hit the subscribe. So that's why I mention it. Also, I want to just say, I am praying, my family, we are praying for those affected by the hurricane. It is going right now as I'm filming, waiting to see kind of in the morning how things have gone down there in Florida, and anything else that will be in the path of the hurricane. I know that I have a few people that are viewers here, part of the community here who are in Florida, thinking about each of you, hoping everybody is safe, and praying and sending love, okay? Other than that, again, I just want to tell you I love you all. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in a few days. Good night.